Alice?
Yeah.
Try Hungry Jack's new Bourbon Street Whopper with crispy onion rings and bourbon barbecue sauce. Or fall in love with Bourbon Street Jack's Fried Chicken. New Bourbon Street Jack's Fried Chicken and Whopper. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
On the Gold Coast as two Victorian tourists drown in a hotel pool while saving a toddler. Network 10 makes a last-ditched attempt to have Bruce Lerman defamation case reopened. We go backstage at Blues Fest with Aussie rock legend Jimmy Barnes as he makes a triumphant return at Byron Bay following his recent health scare. And the Sharks climb up to 4th on the NRL ladder after an impressive comeback win over the Raiders. For all those stories and more, watch NBN News tonight at 6.
To pick or not to pick, you've probably done it, but this seemingly innocent act has left one mum with a criminal record. A current affair tonight.
Finish tablets versus extreme challenges. Engineered for tough conditions, dry, burnt-on stains and hard water. And Finish Ultimate Plus delivers a deep, intensive clean, even without pre-rinsing. What's your Finish challenge?
At Spotlight's Easter bargain sale, save a massive 20 to 50% off everything store-wide, including all Manchester home decor, fabric sewing, craft party, curtains and blinds. Yes, that's 20 to 50% off everything store-wide. Sale on now. At Spotlight, it's what you make it.
Come on, let's go. Hold on, mate. Come on, it's time to go! $3.95. Go, Buckets. Great shout.
What's your pitch?
Forget the pitch. You've got an itch.
That itch could be dandruff. Silence it. Head & Shoulders removes up to 100% dandruff and itch. Head & Shoulders.
Terry White Chemmart has real deals on all your favourite brands like Living Healthy Immune Support, Centrum Advanced Multivitamin and Blackmores Magnum 250 tablets. Get real deals every day at Terry White Chemmart, dedicated to care.
How good is that first sip of a silky smooth oat milk latte? How good is a dairy-free smoothie that's high in calcium? How good is creamy without the cream? How good? So good.
At Aussie Broadband, we reckon there's more to the Aussie way than just this.
Like keeping your entire family better connected with Australia's most trusted telco. Even this little champion. Switch to fast internet now. That's Aussie Broadband. That's the actual Aussie way.
After every load, dirt, germs and other nasties can build up in your machine. For our ultimate clean, new Pino Clean Gold washing machine cleaner removes grime and odour and kills 99.9% of germs. It's not clean unless it's Pino Clean.
When you want elegance, simplicity, a work of beauty, then visit Outdoor Elegance. Quality, comfort, sophistication at online prices. Outdoor Elegance. Leading designs, stunning styles and colours. Simply beautiful. Find the perfect settings for your outdoor space at Outdoor Elegance. Online or Erina and Bennett's Green.
Tonight on NBN News, two tourists drown while trying to save a toddler in a Gold Coast hotel pool. A 35-year-old man dies after an ATV crash at Lake Macquarie. King Charles makes his first major public appearance since being diagnosed with cancer. Our exclusive chat with Aussie rock legend Jimmy Barnes as he returns to the stage at Byron Bay. And the Knights trying to move on from their loss to the Warriors as they prepare to host the Dragons. NBN News tonight at 6.
A mega star.
Nick Kyrgios.
And a mega challenge.
What? I knew Gordon was going to lose it.
Tuesday on Food Stars.
You could go to great lengths to fill the room with fresh fragrance. Or try Airwick Scented Oil Plug-ins. Enjoy fragrance infused with natural essential oils for up to 100 days of freshness. Now that's a breath of fresh Airwick.
Nico Hines scores the try.
Footy season's here. Get on board.
It's a place for the offloaders, back rowers, those who feed the scrum, the ones who go for a strip or a chip and chase. There's the commentators.
That's a big hit.
Those who score under the post and some even honoured with statues. And at full time,
Thoughts on the Maccas?
Oh, I thought it went very good. Let's go and get some soft serves.
you always go home happy.
Don't let me go. No. Don't let me go. No. Don't let me go. No, don't let me go. Don't let me go. Don't you ever let me go. Don't you ever let me go.
What happens to all the grease and grime on your dishes? It can build up inside your dishwasher. Add Finish in-wash dishwasher cleaner to your wash to clean your dishwasher while your machine cleans your dishes. Try Finish today.
Extend your living space without extending your home with free install on the entire Australian outdoor living range. Plus interest-free options available, but only for a limited time. Hurry, the Australian outdoor living sale is on now.
Enjoy Meridian Beachside Apartments at Old Bar Beach. Peaceful oceanfront self-contained 1, 2 and 3 bedroom apartments. Only 2 hours from Newcastle. Perfect for surfing, fishing and whale watching. Check website for specials and book direct to save.
When life moves fast, there's no time for headaches. Unleash the speed of liquid with Nurofen Advanced Liquid Capsules, getting you back to what really matters fast. Nurofen Advanced. Leave your pain to us.
Playing the Aussie way is to have strong relationships with your teammates and coaches. It makes training more enjoyable and competitions fun. That's playing the Aussie way, and that's worth protecting.
Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
Nani here, guys.
A hilarious crime mystery from the director of Hacks and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. In a town this tiny, everyone's a suspect.
Keep a close eye on everyone.
Great, now I have to log that.
The brand new Stan original series Population 11, now streaming only on Stan.
It's a place for the offloaders, back rowers, those who feed the scrum.
Get into it, boys.
The ones who go for a strip or a chip and chase. There's the commentators.
That's a big hit.
Those who score under the post, and some even honoured with statues. And at full time,
Thoughts on the Maccas?
Oh, I thought it went very good. Let's go and get some soft serves.
you always go home happy.
Extend your living space without extending your home with free install on the entire Australian outdoor living range. Plus interest-free options available, but only for a limited time. Hurry, the Australian outdoor living sale is on now. You could go to great lengths to fill the room with fresh fragrance, or try Airwick scented oil plug-ins. Enjoy fragrance infused with natural essential oils for up to 100 days of freshness. Now that's a breath of fresh Airwick.
Experience 2-for-1 South Africa from 7,999 for 2 people, including flights. Take a friend and seek out the Big 5 at Kruger National Park. Visit vibrant Cape Town and more. Head to tripadeal.com.au.
Get ready for showtime. A heavyweight Thursday night blockbuster. Storm Broncos on 9 and 9 now.
Welcome back, everybody.
Human, you are, hold on, nearly incredible. And it's health that helps you see how epic you can be. Live better with Medibank.
painful sore throats to numb pain fast. Strepsils. Own every moment.
The Murray-Darling rivers pump life through our nation, to our farms, communities and environment. But water's being overused and the next drought is only a matter of time. Find out how the Australian Government's plan will restore the Murray-Darling rivers. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
They say, good things come to those who wait. Turns out, that wait's only 90 seconds. Uncle Toby's sachets. Goodness in every bite, ready in 90 seconds.
I'm going to miss the kickoff. Do I even have the app?
Oh, you are going to love my single view feature. It lets you see your favourite streaming apps in one view, making it easy to manage your subscriptions.
Everybody's hobbling.
When my hearing changed, Audica understood. I don't just want to keep hearing my friends. I want to keep being me.
Book a hearing check with one of our experts and see how our personalised care can help you keep being you. Love your ears at Audica.
Freedom's mid-season sale is on now, with up to 60% off Sealy mattresses and up to 30% off selected bedroom furniture. Plus, for a limited time, get 50 months interest-free store-wide. Conditions apply. Only at Freedom.
Anaconda's Easter Madness sale is on now. Up to 50% off camping gear, outdoor clothing, kayaks, bikes and more. Some exclusions apply. Up to 50% off Easter Madness sale on now at Anaconda. Play more and pay less without 10% price beat guarantee.
Anaconda! Dishwashers use water less. Add finish tabs, clean success. Like a boss. Save more water than the sink. And dishes cleaner than you'd think. Buy a Bosch dishwasher to redeem bonus finish.
Jack, you are my equal, my soulmate.
There's no other night. Quite.
I'm in love with Eden.
Like this.
I hope I get to experience it for a lifetime so that I can tell you that I love you every single day.
But it's not all.
Felt defeated and you really hurt me.
A bed of roses. The last chance to unburden. And there's no...
Our loyal personalities bonded over having each other's back like teammates.
Holding back.
Not lovers. Not lovers.
The Final Vows, tonight 7:30 on 9.
This program brought to you by Wallet Wizard. Fast and easy cash. Conditions apply.
Coming up, the latest holiday traffic live as motorists make the journey home from the Easter holiday long weekend. Drowning tragedy, 2 men died trying to rescue a toddler from a hotel pool on the Gold Coast. Our exclusive chat with Aussie rock legend Jimmy Barnes. Plus an Easter miracle, the redhead family reunited with a missing pet crab. And the Knights move on quickly from a loss in Auckland to face the Dragons at home on Friday. Details next.
Andrew,
Tonight, a father and grandfather drown in a Gold Coast hotel pool while trying to save a toddler. An ATV crash on a Hunter fire trail leaves a passenger dead and the driver fighting for life. A last-minute twist in Bruce Lerman's defamation case against Network 10 and Lisa Wilkinson. Barnsy's back, our exclusive chat with the Oz rock icon as he wows crowds at Byron Bay. And the Tigers and Eels play out an Easter Monday classic.
This is NBN News with Lauren Kempe.
Good evening. A family's Easter holiday to the Gold Coast has ended in tragedy, with a father and grandfather drowning in a hotel pool while trying to save a toddler. The little girl's mother survived despite also not being able to swim.
A terrible scene at the rooftop pool of a Surfers Paradise resort. Just before 7 o'clock last night, paramedics rushed to the top of the Mark apartment near Cavill Avenue. after receiving a call that 2 men were in cardiac arrest by the hotel pool.
Despite receiving specialist care on scene, which included our high acuity response unit, both of those patients were unable to be revived.
38-year-old Sunny Randhawa died, along with his 65-year-old father.
It's a very big blow to their family. Maybe God take good people early, so that's what happened.
Sunny's 2-year-old daughter had slipped and fallen into the deep end of the pool. The girl's mother jumped in first but couldn't swim. Somehow she and the little girl survived. But when Sunny and his father also entered the water to help, they couldn't get out.
It tends to not really matter in terms of the depth of the pool if you're not a strong swimmer.
Bystanders pulled the men out of the water with an off-duty doctor performing CPR. The tragedy unfolding in front of hotel guests with a pool view.
I was really sad and upset because I was looking at it.
The toddler's mother was taken to hospital.
Obviously an emotional state, but in a stable condition.
I promised to his wife that as a brother, whatever we can as our friends can help, we will do.
Eliza Rugg, NBN News.
A man has died and a second man is fighting for life after an ATV crash at Lake Macquarie last night. Multiple ambulances and the Westpac rescue chopper were called to a fire trail off Freeman's Drive at Kurrambong at around 7 o'clock. Paramedics gave the 35-year-old passenger CPR at the scene, but he couldn't be saved. The 30-year-old driver remains in a critical condition at John Hunter Hospital. Police are out in force across northern New South Wales as families return home from their Easter break. Isabella Evans joins us. Bella, how's the traffic been?
Well, Lauren, we know Easter is notoriously busy on our roads, and this year has been no exception. First to the M1. This is a live drone shot of the motorway at Mooney, where traffic heading into Sydney is heavy. We've also seen the usual pinch points at Hexham and Beresfield. These images taken on a traffic cam around 3 o'clock this afternoon. Now, police remain out in force. As you can see behind me, an RBT has been set up here at Merriweather, one of many across northern New South Wales tonight. And a reminder, Lauren, those double demerits remain in force until midnight.
Thank you, Bella. A critical incident investigation. Thank you, Bella. A critical incident investigation is underway after a motorbike rider crashed and died during a police chase in Sydney. Authorities say the man, aged in his 20s, failed to stop before the pursuit began.
Arthur Street in Strathfield, a motorbike on its side badly damaged after hitting a power pole hard. Barely a metre away, the rider lies dead. First responders covering him from view under a blue sheet. Witnesses say he flew off at speed.
Boom, you know, something hit a pole, that sort of noise.
This father was in nearby Hudson Park with his kids around 2:30 this afternoon. Watching the violent collision play out, he says he saw police in pursuit.
There is a police chase with the light and siren, and soon after heard the bang news, the siren was off.
The man badly wounded, his helmet off. Police attempting CPR on the street. The bike had been heading east when the man lost control.
Fortunately, the childcare was not open today. If the childcare was open today, there might be another casualty.
A critical incident investigation has been launched. Ruth Wynne Williams, NBN News.
There's a last-minute twist in the Bruce Lerman defamation trial against Network 10 and presenter Lisa Wilkinson. 10 wants the case reopened to introduce new evidence only days before the judge was due to hand down his decision. Mark Burrows has the latest.
Federal Court Justice Michael Lee was due to hand down his decision on Thursday. Lerman is suing 10 and Lisa Wilkinson, alleging their interview with Brittany Higgins defamed him by suggesting he raped Higgins in Parliament House 5 years ago. Now we will hear from an application from Network 10 late tomorrow seeking to introduce new evidence to help its defence. We understand that new evidence centres on claims about how Channel 7 obtained material used in its interview with Lerman. That material included text messages from Brittany Higgins and an audio tape of a pre-recorded interview between Higgins and presenter Lisa Wilkinson. That material was from the criminal trial and not made public, but it somehow made its way to Channel 7. A former producer at 7, Taylor Albach, in an untested affidavit is reportedly claiming it was Lehrman who gave it to Channel 7, and that's something Lehrman has denied through his lawyers in the federal court. Network 10 will likely be claiming the evidence is relevant as to whether Lehrman is a truthful and reliable witness.
Police are tonight searching for vandals who targeted the US consulate in Sydney in an early morning attack. Officers were called at about 4:30 this morning. They arrived to find the words "Free Gaza" sprayed on the building. It was also splashed with paint and had a number of windows broken. A family-run business has been destroyed by fire in Tamworth, along with more than $500,000 worth of stock. The supermarket will remain closed for the foreseeable future as investigators try to piece together what happened.
It's the heart and soul of Tamworth's Southeast Asian community. The Verk supermarket on Peel Street, devastated by fire. The owner's still coming to terms with what's happened.
The living expenses are high at the moment. This was our first family business. We opened in 2020, fully based on the business.
Emergency services were called to the scene at 9:30 last night, and it took 5 crews nearly 3 hours to extinguish the blaze. The red glow visible from across town.
Police attended along with fire brigade and ambulance officers. The fire was quickly extinguished.
The firefighters' quick work praised for stopping the blaze spreading to neighbouring businesses. And luckily, no one was injured. Firefighters say it spread from the back of the building, and this morning detectives combed the scene trying to piece together what happened.
They'd be looking to see if there's any forced entry to the premises and if there's any sign of an accelerant being used.
The Verk say the shop was popular with Tamworth's broader multicultural community, many people visiting over the long weekend.
I was working on the Easter so everyone else can enjoy, with their families. So I was planning myself to go to Melbourne next week for a holiday. So I was working really hard for this.
The Verk family says they've lost more than $500,000 worth of stock and are unsure if they'll ever reopen. Firefighters also say the building has suffered significant damage. Exactly how the fire started is still under investigation. Police urge anyone with information or CCTV to contact Tamworth Police or Crime Stoppers. Gabriella Warner, NBN News.
New Lambton residents have ramped up efforts to stop construction of a new indoor sports stadium. Locals are threatening to pack up and move out of the suburb if their petition to block the project proves unsuccessful.
Having a ball, soaking up the last day of the long weekend.
Yes! Yes!
New Lambton residents fear afternoons like these are under threat as the Men's government moves forward with plans to build a new stadium for Newcastle basketball on local sporting ovals.
There's people here every day. It's just, to me, it's just crazy to consider this location.
As an environmental impact study gets underway, locals are escalating attempts to shut down the project, making banners, signs, and a petition that's gained almost 1,000 signatures. The proposed centre would seat 2,500 people, and residents say the last thing they need is more traffic.
Wait till you've got 25,000 people at the nights over here and a couple of thousand people at the hockey stadium right next door. It's just insane.
It's now been 1 year since the development was proposed for Woollahra and Blackley ovals, and it's another year before construction is slated to begin.
I imagine it'll just be day in and day out of trucks and noise and banging and crashing.
Jackie Rosewood says Lambton High students are now preparing to lose the grounds, while local sporting clubs are looking for new homes, and there's a flood risk if the ovals are concreted over.
Where we're standing is a great big giant sponge. It's a grassy field, so when it does rain, at least it absorbs some of the water.
Newcastle Council says it's provided the state government with a range of comments for consideration in relation to the management of stormwater, flood risks and traffic on site. The Department of Planning says it will update the public when the environmental impact statement is received. Newcastle Basketball was contacted for comment. Reese Rutama, NBN News.
Cessnock Council says it's in preliminary talks with Supercars Australia and Destination New South Wales about hosting a race at Bucolban. Mayor Jay Suval says Wine Country is an ideal location for a Supercars round due to its strong tourism numbers, ample accommodation and idyllic surrounds. The decision now lies in the hands of Supercars, with formal discussions set to progress following a feasibility study. Muswellbrook's former oak factory is on the market. After producing flavoured milk for almost 3 decades, the building has sat dormant since 1994. Real estate agents say the 8.9 hectare site still has bottling lines and a refrigeration plant, as well as a large warehouse, industrial shed and 4 residential homes. It has a price guide of $10 million. Taking a look at today's temperatures across the region, it was certainly a warm one throughout. 31 degrees the top in Cessnock and 24 in Newcastle. Next, a right royal surprise as King Charles meets the public for the first time since revelations he has cancer. Electric Dreams, the Albanese government maps out its vision for EVs. And the moment an airport became a waterfall.
It's a place for the offloaders, back rowers, those who feed the scrum, the ones who go for a strip or a chip and chase. There's the commentators. That's a big hit. Those who score under the post, and some even honoured with statues. And at full time...
Thoughts on the Maccas? Oh, I thought it went very good. Let's go and get some soft serves.
You always go home happy.
Superstore's Ben Feldman. Stars in the darkly funny Stan Original series Population 11.
Looking for my father, Hugo? No need, you guys.
A hilarious crime mystery from the director of Hacks and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. In a town this tiny, everyone's a suspect.
Keep a close eye on everyone.
Great, now I have to log that.
The brand new Stan Original series Population 11. Now streaming only on Stan.
Uncover timeless, healthy-looking skin with Olay Regenerist. Formulated with bioavailable niacinamide, it reduces the look of up to 10 years of wrinkles in 28 days for firmer, plumper skin. Olay, recommended by dermatologists.
Hey Lexus, turn it up.
Amplify your arrival with seamless voice command technology. Arrive in the first ever Lexus LBX.
All be tonight.
A gluten-free Tim Tam, rich cream, crunchy biscuit, and luscious Tim Tam chocolate. Discover the magic of a gluten-free Tim Tam.
Rough cold, bro. Try Vicks Vapor Drops Extra Strong. Up to 3 times more menthol. How's the nose and throat?
Vicks Vapor Drops Extra Strong.
Looking for a contemporary home at an affordable price? Discover unbeatable value at Domain Homes. Find out how you can save 10% and price your new home today at domainhomes.com.au.
When my dad died, I was left practically nothing. I was so hurt and confused. So I spoke to Balboshev. They've seen it all before. Balboshev sorted it out. Thanks, Balboshev.
Get it sorted. Call Balboshev Lawyers.
Angie and Jim have taken up a new hobby. But to get ahead, they've opened an IMB Bank term deposit. The security of a great rate means they actually can count their chickens before they hatch. IMB Bank, right by you.
Join us for the Burton Automotive Hunter Valley Steam Fest. Enjoy the ARTC Great Train Race, kids activities at the Bloomfield Group Rally Ground and classic cars at the Ultrapack Show and Shine on Sunday. Maitland Railway Station, April 13 and 14.
King Charles has looked at ease while mingling with the public for the first time since it emerged he has cancer. The monarch's surprise Windsor walkabout delighted royal fans and came after an Easter Sunday church service.
Smiling, chatting and close to the public. We haven't seen images of the king like this since it was revealed he had cancer almost 2 months ago.
You haven't got too cold.
Joined by other members of the royal family for the Easter service at St George's Chapel on the grounds of Windsor Castle, these were Charles' first steps back into contact with the public. After weeks of being kept away from others as he has treatment, he returned to shaking hands, as many as he could, getting messages of encouragement in return.
Happy Easter, Mercy, keep going strong. Keep going strong. Never give in.
I have to obey my instructions, replied the king.
Pleased to see him up and about and wishing him well.
I think it's really important for the nation to see how well he's doing and how strong he's feeling.
Unlike previous years, Kate, William and their children celebrated Easter privately as the Princess of Wales continues her cancer therapy. While this is the most that Charles has been amongst people since his cancer diagnosis, it's not a full return to public life. That could still be weeks, if not months away. Aides say he hopes to take part in large-scale major events in June, such as Trooping the Colour and the D-Day anniversary. For now, at least, positive signs as the King gets more hands-on while returning to duties. In London, Brett McLeod, NBN News.
7 children have been injured in a shooting outside a shopping centre in the US city of Indianapolis. The victims, all aged between 12 and 17, were taken to hospital in stable conditions. Police believe multiple guns were used. Gaza officials say Israeli military forces have withdrawn from the Al-Shifa hospital in Gaza after a 14-day raid. Over the past 2 weeks, the IDF has released several videos showing weapons it allegedly seized from the complex. The Hamas-run local health ministry says many people were killed and injured in the operation, including patients. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has undergone surgery to treat a hernia, with his office saying the procedure ended successfully. It follows tens of thousands of people protesting on the streets of Jerusalem in the largest anti-government rally since the start of the war in Gaza. There was chaos at this airport in India when part of the ceiling collapsed due to heavy rain. Passengers and staff ran to take cover as the area became a waterfall. The airport was briefly closed and several flights were diverted. A known bikie and underworld figure turned social media celebrity has been bashed inside his Sydney home. 3 men armed with baseball bats broke into Wali Assad's room, leaving him with significant injuries.
A polarising but popular figure on social media platform TikTok.
Right in there.
This is the new Wali Assad, the 35-year-old gaining followers and fame online. After a life entangled in Sydney's criminal underworld, a known bikie and part of Comanchero boss Tariq Zahed's inner circle. And at 4 this morning at his Georges Hall home, police say his past came knocking. 3 men armed with baseball bats broke into his granny flat, bashed him and ransacked his room. But the property and the family inside are no strangers to violence. October 2016, while his brother Hamed was gunned down and killed in the driveway. For the man known as the Executioner, a title he earned as a notorious underworld killer, he lived by the gun and died by it too. That day, police hunted 3 men who fled from the scene. Tonight, a different crime, but the same amount of culprits, with a trio on the run. Police are confident this was a planned and targeted attack and say the 3 men entered the property here using this bin to help them jump over the back fence before heading directly to the granny flat. Assad isn't cooperating with police and remains in a serious condition in hospital. In Georges Hall, Alex Heinke, NBN News.
The electric vehicle boom on our roads hasn't been matched by growth in charging stations, but the Albanese government says change is coming. New chargers are set to be rolled out as fuel efficiency standards take centre stage in the lead-up to the next election.
When talk trumps talk. But many Australians I talk to want to know, and I just let this gentleman leave. It's not an EV, no, not that one.
The Energy Minister using the long weekend to map a long path to electrification on our roads.
Better choices, better range due to more charging, and of course cheaper EVs because of our electric vehicle tax cut.
Electric vehicle options have tripled with the promise of more if the government's fuel efficiency standards pass the parliament. Nearly 100 new fast charging sites have opened across the country this year, making nearly 900 fast charge sites nationally and 3,000 regular charging stations.
The next problem that we're trying to solve is so that you can drive past 2 or 3 charging stations like you do with petrol stations today, knowing that you're sure to run into another one.
But this pales in comparison to America, where the Biden administration is spending $11.5 billion Australian dollars to install an extra 500,000 chargers across the United States, plus tax credits for in-home charging facilities.
The Great American Road Trip is going to be fully electrified. Charging stations will be up and easy to find as gas stations are now.
Australians want to know if they want to go for that longer journey, for that Great Australian Road Trip, that family holiday, that they've got options as well.
Lose this fascination with climate change. If that's all you want to talk about, you'll be talking about it in opposition.
The government believes the fight over fuel efficiency will be finished by the election, but the policy will still be influential on polling day.
The latest news poll showing the federal coalition now ahead in WA and Queensland, where the lead has narrowed. Labor lead in Victoria and South Australia, with New South Wales neck and neck.
I do notice with younger voters, they are very disengaged from politics, to be honest with you.
I think it's the next election, most likely thing's probably a hung parliament, I think, which is going to be anarchy.
We take no seat for granted, no voter for granted in Western Australia or any other state.
Charles Croucher, NBN News.
Still ahead on NBN News, a first-class comeback from the working-class man. We chat to Jimmy Barnes at Bluesfest. The new advice on giving cow's milk to babies that goes against Australian guidelines. And life's been shell without him, a Lake Macquarie family reunited with its runaway crab.
What could your next 19-day holiday look like with TripADeal? Discover Ultimate Japan from $4,999 per person, including Qantas flights. Immerse in Japan's iconic culture, from its serene temples to bustling Tokyo. Experience Osaka, Kyoto, breathtaking Mount Fuji, and more. And book by the 15th of April to earn 10,000 bonus Qantas points on any deal at $999 or more. Head to tripadeal.com.au.
There's a safety recall on solar system batteries branded LG, LG Chem, and some Solax products. Affected batteries may overheat and catch fire. Even if you have checked before, please check again.
He lied about his age to enlist and was wounded at Lone Pine while saving a mate. He was my great-uncle Jack, the Anzac.
There could be more to your story. Piece it together with Ancestry.
Terry White Chemmart has real deals on all your favourite brands, like Dermavine Baby Cal Mixer, Swiss Ultivite Men or Women, and Terry White Chemmart Cold and Flu. Get real deals every day at Terry White Chemmart, dedicated to care.
Weather alert, a severe storm rapidly approaching from the west.
It's never been easier to stay on top of things with NexGard Spectra for cats. The most complete protection against fleas, ticks, mites, worms and even heartworm, all in one easy application. NexGard Spectra for cats.
Watch out! When foot attacks, strike back the easy way. Dynamo Professional. Its deep clean technology removes tough stains deep in the fibre. For superior stain removal the first time, Dynamo Professional.
You can't escape it. You're faced with choices every single day. But whatever choice you face, we're here to help. Hunter Primary Care.
If you know your product, you can sell with confidence. You can tailor a solution for just about everybody's scenario.
Tiles for your walls, tiles for your floor, save more at Tile Warehouse.
Discover Ultimate Japan from $4,999 per person, including Qantas flights. Experience the vibrant cities of Tokyo, Kyoto and Osaka. Visit serene Mount Fuji and more. Head to tripadeal.com.au.
You're watching NBN News. These are our top local stories. 2 men have drowned while holidaying on the Gold Coast. The father and grandfather couldn't be revived after entering a hotel pool to save a child. 1 man has died and another is fighting for life in John Hunter Hospital after an ATV crash at Lake Macquarie. A family-run supermarket has been destroyed by fire in Tamworth, along with more than $500,000 worth of stock. Tourists have flocked to the mid-north coast this Easter weekend, with surf lifesavers making multiple rescues and closing a beach after a shark sighting. And a Syrian refugee family is tasting success after taking over the restaurant of a small bowling club at Red Rock. It's now attracting people from far and wide. It's been revealed female tradies are going to extreme lengths to convince their male counterparts they're also capable on the tools. Some say they're shortening their names to sound more masculine and are applying for dozens of jobs just to be considered.
Some of these women have been calling over 30 employers trying to get an interview for vacancies that are being advertised, and these women are actually being told, we don't hire women.
Only 30% of all apprentices and trainees in the country are women. Jimmy Barnes is back, making his highly anticipated return to the stage less than 4 months after open heart surgery. He began his Australian tour last night at Blues Fest in Byron Bay, and our reporter had exclusive backstage access.
How are you feeling?
Well, just a bit nervous. It's the first show back, since surgery. And, and people are going, well, don't go up there and pop a valve. I go, was I going to pop a valve? You got it. Am I? No, but I'm good.
Behind the scenes and backstage with Barnesy at Blues Fest. It's been 3 months since emergency open heart surgery after a deadly blood infection turned life-threatening.
There was a time where I thought I might die, but I knew that if I got back on my feet, I'd be singing again. The best thing I can do is get out and sing, because that's what makes me feel human. It makes me feel good.
With his battle scar on display, this 67-year-old knows he's lucky to be alive.
They actually did it on top of the scar I had like 16 years ago. It's a good reminder of your mortality, and and that we're all here for a good time, and it reminds me to tell the people that I love how much I love them every day.
He's given it a good go at many points over the years, but in recent times he's been so well and so healthy. So I guess we're just really grateful that he was that fit and healthy, so that this didn't win.
Once a hard-living, hard-partying, working-class man, Jimmy's now focused on his fitness and health.
I'm swimming about 1 kilometre a day. I'm doing Pilates.
No jumping off platforms or things like that?
No, nothing like that tonight.
So it's a different Jimmy Barnes.
No, only for now.
And I'm sure that everybody's going to be so psyched to have you out there tonight.
It's going to be great.
And tonight, it's a family affair, with wife Jane joining him on stage and daughter Mahalia. And Jimmy's doing what he loves best, belting out hits for adoring fans. Not only is this Blues Fest gig an epic comeback for Jimmy Barnes, it's also a celebration of his Flesh and Wood album, and he's showcasing a number of those songs here tonight and lots of other crowd favourites. Tickets are on sale for Jimmy's National Red Hot Summer Tour, which continues until June.
Pope Francis has used his Easter...
Click ye.com.au.
With this feeling I get when I'm around.
See a surgeon on Wednesday
and he'll miss the clash with his old team, the Roosters. The 2004 Bulldogs team will be there to mark 20 years since they beat the Roosters in the grand final. The current team watched that game today, but they know they can't rely on the past to change their fate.
If you kind of got to draw inspiration from other places, then you're probably in the wrong business. So I think it's up to us, you know, and what we want to build here is probably the main thing. If you can't get yourself up for a challenge like playing the Roosters, then like I said, you're probably playing the wrong sport.
Danny Weidler, NBN News.
The Bulldogs faced the Roosters on Friday, and after failing to fire against the Panthers, halfback Sam Walker has defended his combination with Luke Keary, saying they are the perfect pair to lead the club forward.
You can go off one result against the three-peat premiers. It's it's easy to sort of point fingers there, but Kez has been awesome to start the season, and I feel like our combination's on a really good path.
Walker believes he's in the best form of his young career, saying he's more comfortable than ever in first grade. Wild weather in Victoria has played havoc with the famous Storwell Gift. The race delayed by 2 hours after the turf track was flooded by storms. When the tempest eventually cleared and the surface was dry enough, the men's race was won by Jack Lacey in a photo finish. Scratchmaker Chloe Mannix-Power ran past the entire field to take out the women's gift, while Olympic 800-metre finalist Peter Bowl just failed to overcome his huge handicap, running second in the 1,000-metre Invitational. Next, a perfect night for Liverpool fans as a win and a draw puts the Reds on top of the table.
You can have what you crave at the Crave Club.
Fiber 190 calories. How what you crave?
How? Let's go back. While Claire found her hotel on her usual booking site, Jess found her deal on Trivago. Have a look-see, Claire. Trivago pulls hotel offers from different booking sites in one place, so you can easily compare prices and find you a deal. Hotel Trivago.
Life's messy. For a superior washable finish, choose Dulux Wash and Wear. Worth doing, worth Dulux.
Such a good finish. Yeah. Wow, take a look at this beauty.
Excuse me, how long has it been since you checked your life jacket?
Huh?
You should check every time for wear and tear. Ensure any cylinders are hand tight and make sure the pull cord is out and ready to use.
I suppose I'd better check it out more often.
You are learning, my son. Now be good and throw me back in the water, would you? I'm about to pop 2 gills.
What'd you do that for?
They say, good things come to those who wait. Turns out, that wait's only 90 seconds. Uncle Toby's sachets. Goodness in every bite, ready in 90 seconds.
With Macca's new surprise prize, you've got a 1 in 4 chance of winning. With millions of dollars worth of prizes, plus weekly draws for your chance to win $10,000 cash. Peel your fries for a chance to find a prize.
Progress is the power to transport you to another place, to create a feeling that transcends words. And once you've experienced it, it leaves you transformed. The Audi RS6 Avant Performance. Excite the senses. It's days like these, rediscovering a new freedom, living in a luxury home, in a luxury world-class resort. This is my time at Palm Lake Resort.
Australian-made furniture, made for you at Harvey Norman. Have it designed to suit your space. Australian-made lounges built for family life with options in fabric, leather, size and shape. Australian-made dining furniture created to fit your space. Matching buffets, entertainment units and more to complete your look. Australian-made quality and comfort at competitive prices with a range of options available. Support local manufacturers and choose Australian-made furniture. Made for you. Now at Harvey Norman.
Go!
was billed as the game that could decide the Premier League's title race, but neither Arsenal or Manchester City came out on top this morning. The two heavyweights played out a 0-0 draw, which allowed Liverpool to move to the top of the ladder. The Reds defeated Brighton 2-1 to take a 2-point lead over the Gunners and 3 over City. 3 Matildas are celebrating tonight after Arsenal's women retained the League Cup title in dramatic fashion against Chelsea. One of their teammates collapsed and was administered oxygen on the field. Steph Catley, Caitlin Ford and Kyra Cooney-Cross all rallied to play crucial roles as the Gunners scored in extra time to win 1-0. Meanwhile, Newcastle's Emily Van Egmond is in goal-scoring form heading into the Matildas' next matches. The striker has bagged a late goal to give her US club, San Diego Wave, its first win of the National Women's Soccer League season. She'll now join her Australian teammates in Florida, where they'll go into camp for a week before playing Mexico next Tuesday as part of preparations for the Paris Olympics. A third loss in 4 games has put the blowtorch on the Knights attack, which failed to fire in the 20-12 defeat across the ditch. Coach Adam O'Brien isn't flinching though, confident his squad can rebound for Friday's home game against the Dragons. They were out for semi-final revenge. Instead, the Knights left Auckland with an unwanted record.
The Knights remain winless in New Zealand since 2019.
At one stage, they trailed 12-0, but didn't go down without a fight.
Tyson Frizzell latches onto it, and they're on the board here with 5 to go before the break.
We withstood a lot of pressure in the first half, like every metric that you look at, possession and field position. We had to contend with a fair bit.
A lack of attack, though, has left Adam O'Brien with plenty of work to do between now and Friday night.
We had opportunities in the second half in the back end there, but I don't think we were good enough. I don't think we just weren't. We didn't handle that period very well.
The coach is set to welcome back Dane Gagai and Leo Thompson for the Dragons clash, and is confident his new halves combination will click.
There's some stuff there that we need to get better at, in particular our attack, but that will come.
It's a different story for the Warriors. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck playing at fullback had fans licking their lips. Even his opposite number was in awe.
He's elite, has been for many years. He's an athlete, he's exciting to watch.
But the Warriors coach is adamant he'll return to the centres when Charles Nickel-Klokstad is fit to play.
I couldn't be clearer. It's almost like people think I'm lying. That's how we want to go. That's how Roger wants to go.
They were knocked out in the semi-finals of last year's Jack Scott Cup, but the Hunter Wildfires women believe a new coach and some super rugby talent could see them go all the way in 2024.
She made her Super W debut off the bench for the Western Force last year, but this season, Lynn Coleman is focused on the Wildfires.
Win the comp. Yeah, sorry. I want to win the comp, and I really think we can.
That positive attitude, a product of new women's coach Anthony Erickson.
Honestly, Anthony is very honest. You need to train and work hard if you want to play, and I'm all for it. As a Dutchie, I'm very forward, so I really like that approach. With the leadership from the older girls and then the willingness of the younger girls and our new coach, I know we can win it.
Fellow forward Annabelle Layton is one of the more senior in the team. She's set to mark 50 caps this season.
So I've never been able to have such a deep connection or consistency with the club. So to be able to hit that somewhere is going to be pretty exciting for me.
As you might have guessed, Layton is a Hunter product.
I'm from a big rugby family at the Singleton Bulls, and we've got to play some matches out at Singleton Rugby Club. So that's been pretty special having my family there watching. To be in the rugby club where there's pictures of my dad on the wall and his name on plaques, it's just a bit of a full circle moment.
The women kick off their season on April 13. Montana Claire, NBN News.
Bring on the rugby season, Lauren.
Absolutely, Jack. Thank you so much. Stay with us. We will have all of your local weather details coming up after the break.
Monster Mum's out of jail and she still holds a secret.
I want to see him brought to justice.
A current affair next.
For the toughest cleaning jobs around the home, trust CLR. With only 1 part CLR and 1 part water, you can easily dissolve built-up calcium, lime scale and rust. For crystal clear shower screens, apply. Wait 2 minutes, then wipe hard water stains away. CLR's a safer choice that's tough on stains, not the environment. Clean toilet bowls, kettles, dishwashers, washing machines, drains and more. Make light of tough jobs with CLR. Guaranteed.
At Spotlight's Easter bargain sale, save a massive 20 to 50% off everything store-wide, including all Manchester home decor, fabric, sewing, craft party, curtains and blinds. Yes, that's 20 to 50% off everything store-wide. Sale on now. At Spotlight, it's what you make it.
The Murray-Darling rivers pump life through our nation, supplying 1/3 of Australia's food. But water's being overused, and the next drought is only a matter of time. Find out how the Australian government's plan will restore the Murray-Darling rivers. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
Introducing Gillette Labs with Exfoliating Bar. With one-stroke exfoliation, it clears a path on your skin before the blades for an effortless shave. Level up with Gillette Labs.
Dehydration can cause us to lose our fizz. Reach for Hydrolite every day. It rehydrates you faster than water alone. Available in various flavours and formats for a great price every day at Chemist Warehouse.
It's days like these, rediscovering a new freedom, living in a luxury home, in a luxury world-class resort. This is my time at Palm Lake Resort.
Anaconda's Easter Madness sale is on now. Up to 50% off camping gear, outdoor clothing, kayaks, bikes and more. Some exclusions apply. Up to 50% off Easter Madness sale on now at Anaconda. Play more and pay less without 10% price beat guarantee.
Anaconda!
Jimmy Barnes is back, headlining the mighty Red Hot Summer Tour, along with his mates The Living End, Birds of Tokyo, Pete Murray and more, at Roche Estate, Hunter Valley, Saturday, April 6th. Tickets on sale now from ticketmaster.com.au.
Are you thinking al fresco and looking for something simple? Call HV Aluminium.
Are you looking for something stylish? Call HV Aluminium.
Or are looking for ideas to design something stunning?
If you're thinking al fresco, call or visit HV Aluminium New Lambton, 1800 801 572.
Along our coast this long weekend, but severe weather is brewing further south and some of this could reach us later in the week. Well, how good was this morning's sunrise and what better vantage point to see it from than the top of Nelson Bay? Stephen Keating took this shot looking out towards Mount Tomaree in the moments before first light. Well, let's go to the satellite. There's a decent amount of cloud building over Tasmania and Victoria and some of that's heading towards us as deepening low pressure troughs and unstable air from the southern ocean stir up big thunderstorms and heavy showers. A broad and strong cold front is also attached to this system, so temperatures will cool a few degrees in the days following these potentially big rainfall totals. At this stage, though, the low looks to continue heading out to sea, so this event should be relatively short-lived, but we may see some localised flash flooding. Not a cloud in the sky across the Hunter today, getting up to 30 degrees in Maitland and 24 at Nobby's Head. A shower possible tomorrow afternoon, but much heavier rain is expected later in the week, topping out at 28 in Singleton and 28 in Cessnock as well. Seas are still unusually warm off our coast for this time of year, but swimmers were kept on their toes today. Conditions changing offshore tomorrow with strong wind warning in place and 2.5 metre seas with a 1 metre swell. Low tide just after 9:30 tomorrow, an afternoon high at 20 to 4, sun to rise at 7:04 and setting just before 7 p.m. Partly cloudy in Newcastle tomorrow, then down to the mid-20s after that. Storm clouds set to produce potentially big rain totals there on Friday. There's a chance some of this rain could reach the upper Hunter on Friday as well, along with cooler temperatures, and temperatures dropping around 5 degrees on the central coast as the cold front rolls in late Wednesday. Heavy rain leading into next weekend with the chance of localised flash flooding. We could see up to 70 millimetres there on Friday. However, showers are set to ease over the course of next weekend. And that's NBN News for this Easter Monday. A current affair is up next, and we'll have updates throughout the evening. Thanks for your company from all the team. Good night.
Hello, I'm Ali Langdon. Welcome to A Current Affair. No apology and no remorse. But Peter Butler doesn't expect either from her mother. The woman who got a young daughter drunk and left her in a motel room with a stranger. It was the ultimate betrayal. Jailed and now free, her mum holds one last secret. Who was that man?
I wouldn't not have been raped that day if it wasn't for her.
Therese, what sort of a mother does that to her own child? What sort of a mother does that to her own child?
You don't know the facts.
What stays with you?
The smell, like his cologne, I remember that smell so vividly. The face stubble.
What about Tomo? Where's Tomo, Therese?
Who the is he?
You think that she has that final piece of the puzzle that would bring that man to justice?
Or she knows someone who does.
Therese, why didn't you help them find, excuse me, Therese, why didn't you help them find the man who raped your daughter?
I tried!
Peter Butler has endured the unimaginable. This is the face of a woman who has overcome trauma most would find insurmountable. It's been 18 years since your mother betrayed you in the most evil way. How are you doing now?
I'm actually doing incredibly.
Remarkable, given at just 16, Peter's mum Therese arranged for her to be raped. She took her on a so-called girls' weekend to Toowoomba, west of Brisbane, gave her alcohol and offered her up to a man known as Tomo. An inconceivable act of betrayal which Peter bravely decided to speak about.
It only lasted for a couple minutes, but while he was raping me, I had my head turned to the side and eyes closed while crying. I couldn't speak. I couldn't, like my voice box had, I couldn't talk. I couldn't scream out to my mum. I couldn't do anything.
Did you tell him you didn't want to do that?
Yeah, I told him to stop.
Waiving her right to anonymity, she detailed the ordeal 6 years ago to A Current Affairs' Tracy Grimshaw.
I'm thinking about this happening to you, and your mum is a few metres away outside the door.
I was hoping she was going to come in and stop it.
But she didn't.
I actually rewatched the story the other day, and looking at that woman, I don't recognise her at all.
Do you feel like you're watching someone else?
Yeah.
When you watch that back?
Yeah, someone I don't recognise. She looks like she was in pain. So I'm very proud of who she was.
The attack occurred in 2006, but Peter kept quiet, afraid no one would believe what had happened to her. When she finally reported it to police, she also managed to get her mother to confess her part in it during a secretly recorded phone call.
I told him no, I was crying, I was telling him. It was still rape, but you were 16, I wouldn't let him touch you under 16. No way. Why did you come in that room and you stopped? I was scared too.
I had to trick her into admitting it because there was no way. If police turned up at her doorstep, there is no way she would have ever accepted it.
She confessed to you. She was found guilty. Has she ever apologised to you?
No, and I'll never receive that, and I don't expect to receive it.
How do you feel knowing this monster is potentially still out there?
I fear for whoever he might have touched since. He deserves to be found. He deserves to be brought to justice.
Therese was sentenced to 4 years behind bars, suspended after 12 months, pleading guilty to procuring a child for carnal knowledge. She was released in 2018, but Queensland parole laws have prevented us speaking with her until now. We never had the chance to ask your mother about what she did to you. How do you think she's going to react when we do?
You'll definitely get a show.
Therese, what sort of a mother arranges her own daughter's rape?
Excuse me, you don't know the facts about it.
So what sort of a mother does that to her own child? What sort of a mother does that to her own child?
You don't know the facts and it was all lies.
Therese, are you sorry for what you did?
You don't know the facts.
The facts are, despite confessing, pleading guilty and serving jail time, Therese has continued to protect her then boyfriend, Peter Tomo Thompson. This image of Tomo was created by police after Peter came forward and was revealed by Current Affair in 2018.
Current Affair? Go and yourselves.
She hasn't come to terms with what she did, has she?
Definitely not. No acknowledgement at all. She's trying to make people believe this sob story, even though the evidence is right there. You admitted to it. You did this. Just take ownership.
You want to know the facts?
Sure.
Nothing happened to my daughter. I did not set her up.
When we approached Therese, she was with her current partner, Jason. Therese, you know these are lies. You pled guilty. Therese, why didn't you help them find... Excuse me. Therese, why didn't you help them find the man who raped your daughter?
I tried. I don't know where the gutless mongrel is, but he never touched my daughter.
Do you think she knows more than what she's letting on?
Definitely. Yeah. Even the police think that.
Investigators believed at the time Therese had information that could have led detectives to Tomo. To this day, he's never been apprehended. How likely do you think it is that he's still out there doing to others what he did to you that night?
Oh, extremely likely. For him to be so fast and knew exactly what he was doing that night, it's extremely high that he's still out there doing it.
How does that make you feel?
Worried, fearful, because there could be other women like me who need help as well, and they probably don't know who to speak to, like I didn't.
Therese, you waited outside while your boyfriend raped your daughter.
Mate. I never left my daughter's side.
Are you calling your
Current
daughter a liar?
Yes, I am. You go on by shit
mate.
my moron daughter comes out with. She's the liar.
Do her words hurt you now?
Not anymore, they did in the past, but I know the truth.
Are you a monster mum, Therese?
No! I would die for my kids. Always have. Back off.
You have to acknowledge what you've done. She could have ruined my life, but instead I turned it to power.
What makes Peter's story so inspirational is that despite everything she's endured at the hands of her own mother, it hasn't impacted the way she's raising her daughters, one of whom is now the age she was when her life changed forever.
My kids deserve to grow up in a house where they're aspiring to be something. So I'm doing everything I possibly can to set the example for my kids.
How does it feel to be the one to do that?
Incredible.
You're being the mum that you deserved, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
She's also running two businesses, one a professional cleaning company that boomed during the pandemic, the other more of a hobby, building outdoor furniture. You've been through a lot, you've come out the other side in the most remarkable way. What would give you the ultimate closure?
Finding Tomo.
Something police have never given up on. They're still urging anyone with information to come forward. You want to see him brought to justice?
Yes. Not just for me, but for others that 100% he would have done this to.
And while that final piece of the puzzle eludes Peter, her focus is here. How do you describe yourself today?
Resilient, empowering, very strong, still very emotional, but for the good reasons, but I am a force to be reckoned with.
If you have any idea who this man may be, please contact Crime Stoppers. Open by Easter. That was the promise to residents of Cape Tribulation in far north Queensland. The tourist hotspot isolated for months after a landslide caused by Cyclone Jasper destroyed the only road in and out. Local business owners Lawrence Mason and Cole Claxton join me. Gentlemen, I see people behind you. Does that mean the road is open?
Absolutely. It does. We're open.
Woo, well, we're cheering back here too. Tell me, how was the weekend?
My weekend was pretty good. We had quite a few people through. Not as busy as a normal Easter, but we were really, really grateful to see people back in our business again.
We got back out to the reef twice, so we've had 2 reef trips on Ocean Safari out to Mackay Reef, and we've had lots of people coming through, visiting the cafes and staying with us. So we're super happy. Definitely a win over Easter. Very excited.
Yeah. I know you weren't really sure whether or not that road was going to be open or not. Just tell me about that moment when that first car and the first tourists got through and you realised, hello, we are open for Easter.
Well, I don't think for me it was the first tourist. I actually drove down to my business and saw several cars in the car park and people walking back from the swimming hole, and I was like, okay, we're back at it now. This is good.
And look, I know you guys really like each other, but it must have been nice to see a few new faces around, right?
Absolutely.
Definitely, yeah. We're a small community of about 60 to 70 people, so 3 months together. You know what that must be like. So yeah, no, we were very excited to have tourists back.
Well, I love the fact that you're all still friends. I reckon says a lot. And Cole, you run the Ocean Safari tours. Just tell me what it's like out on the reef at the moment.
So we have seen a little bit of the reef affected by the recent warm temperatures and also the runoff that came due to those floods and that activity there. But the really good news is the water visibility is back to normal. The corals are really being resilient and we're seeing a lot of progress in that way as well. All of the animals are back, turtles everywhere, so a really, really good way to finish the wet season, and it's a good sign for the season to come. The reef is actually holding up very, very well.
Can you both just give me a sense of how tough the last few months have been?
So from my point of view, it's the only time that I've actually seriously considered that I might go broke. That's how tough it's been. Having no people in your business for over 100 days, except a few locals who live here, has been pretty scary.
And it's actually a longer shutdown for us here than over the COVID period. So it's affected us financially as a business, but also our staff and the local community here as well. We were trapped behind that landslide for a very long time. So it's been tough, but we're very excited to be reopened again, and we've got a road ahead of us.
Lawrence, for months you guys have felt forgotten and abandoned. Just explain to me now what happens with business moving forward. Like, you're open now, can you stay open?
Yeah, we're planning to stay open. We took a slightly different view. We're opening up in stages. So we've got one of our bus companies back. We're planning to ramp that up to a full opening on the 1st of June, which is when we think the long single lane section will be reduced on Alexandra Range.
Well, you know what? Slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it, Lawrence?
Well, we hope so, because, you know, it's been a long, slow time, so we need a bit of steady now.
So, I mean, the road is still far from finished. It still needs repairs. Are you happy with how it's tracking?
Personally, I'm not, no. They still haven't started on Alexandra Range. They have promised that they start after Easter, but I guess time will tell.
Well, that's it. I mean, when you see the work that's still to be done on the road, you realise it's a long slog, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's a very long slog, and I think we'll be affected for a year. But we need people to just show a bit of patience, be prepared to wait in a queue and still come and see us. Cole's talked about how good the reef is. The creeks here are awesome and clear as well. Great swimming, crocodile free. Come on up.
All right, guys, Australia, it's a pretty beautiful country, right? Lots of amazing places to see, but you need to give us your best sales pitch right now. Why should people visit Cape Tribulation?
Well, if you're looking for an adventure that's a little bit out there, a little bit different, you want to see the Barrier Reef and the World Heritage listed Daintree Rainforest all in one holiday, there's no better place than right here. It doesn't feel commercial. If you were looking for a really honest, down under experience, a proper experience, then come visit the Daintree Rainforest, and particularly Cape Tribulation, and also come and visit the reef with us too.
Come on, Lawrence, what do you got?
I'd back that up. It's a fantastic, awesome place to visit. One of the things about rain is it can be really annoying, but the rainforest loves the rain. We have a saying here, no rain, no rainforest, and you scarcely find the rainforest looking better than it does after a rain event like that.
Right, well, I'll tell you what, guys, I'm sold. Can you just get everyone behind you there to give us a bit of a wave and a cheer?
We're open.
We're open. Come and see us. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
He's the Aussie councillor who has world leaders seething with fury. Firstly, why was this little-known Polly from Western Australia invited to observe Russia's recent election? Good question. And why would that same person then go on Russian television and give a glowing endorsement of Vladimir Putin? Another good question. So, let's ask him. Port Hedland councillor Adrian McRae joins me in Perth. Nice to see you, Adrian. You want to set the record straight because visiting Russia and the comments you have made have caused a lot of friction. Why were you even there for the election?
I had a chance meeting with the Russian ambassador in Sydney back in January, and so he mentioned that Russia was looking for scrutineers to go to Russia and have a look at their election process. Okay, so you fly to Russia for the election. What did you see? They're very proud of their democracy and their electoral process. They have, I think they have 89,000 voting booths across the country, over 300,000 volunteers. Just quickly, Adrian, you think Russia's a democracy? Absolutely, I think it's a democracy. Look, before I went there, I went over there with sort of a few probably media-driven preconceived notions, but coming back, I absolutely, I mean, their democracy is more transparent and more, certainly more professionally run. The logistics and management of their election process leaves anything I've ever seen, certainly here in the West. See, when I saw you saying that on Russian television, I thought maybe you're just playing it safe. We know what happens to people when they speak out in Russia. But to have you stand by that when you get back here, and that was your quote, "In my lifetime, the world has never seen such a transparent and comprehensive victory." I mean, really, Adrian, this is the same country where genuine political opponents, anyone who speaks out is jailed, exiled, or ends up dead. Genuine political opponents, I'm not sure what you're referring to there, Ali. Do you think you perhaps saw what the Russians wanted you to see? I told them the story in Australia where we've got political parties standing at the front of almost every election booth in Australia waving how to vote cards and you know, waving banners for certain political parties. I suggested why they don't do that in Russia, and they laughed. They said, how can that not be manipulating and affecting the outcome of the election? I said, well, it does manipulate the outcome of the election. You know what, Adrian, it's got a name and it's called freedom. Our Foreign Minister, Penny Wong, said the result is an insult to democracy. So are you right and she's wrong? Look, I struggle to find anything, take anything that comes out of Penny Wong's mouth seriously. I mean, she doesn't have the decency or the compassion or the integrity to even condemn or criticise the terrorist attacks on the people of Russia. Adrian, you're like, no offence, but as a local councillor from Port Hedland to the Foreign Minister of Australia, who has a department behind her whose job this is, I'm thinking, listening to what you're saying, is that maybe you got played. To say that all of us were being played, and not only that, 1 million Central Election Commission workers being played, 300,000 Russian volunteers themselves. They come from the Communist Party, they come from the People's Party, they come from all the various parties, and we're all somehow being played by their electoral process. It's not only insulting to me, but I'm sure if the Russian people heard that, that would be, you know, an absolute slap in the face. All right, well, we'll just sort of ignore those who were jailed, exiled, or ended up dead, and sadly that list is long. Port Hedland has the largest iron ore port in Australia. As a councillor, you're not privy to confidential information. Are those secrets still safe with you, Adrian? I'm not sure what I mean, even in the local social media, people are saying, oh, how can I, you know, this guy could be a Russian spy. Russia has no interest in our iron ore. They mine their own iron ore. Well, you know what? In this country, you're allowed to have your own views and you're allowed to share them. It is the great thing about democracy. Thanks, Adrian. Thank you, Ali. Okay, well, something a little closer to home. Coming up, hands up if you've ever taken a garden clipping without permission. Well, pruners, beware.
And so begins the tale of the great hydrangea heist.
Jack, you are my equal, my soulmate.
There's no other night quite
I'm in love with Eden.
like this.
I hope I get to experience it for a lifetime so that I can tell you that I love you every single day.
But it's not all.
Felt defeated and you really hurt me.
A bed of roses. The last chance to unburden. And there's no
Our loyal personalities bonded over having each other's back like teammates.
holding back.
Not lovers. Not lovers.
The final vows next on 9.
The Snooze Autumn Sale is on now. Save up to 40% off bed frames. Plus, for a limited time only, take an extra 10% off selected bed frames. Hurry, the Snooze Autumn Sale is on now.
What a little snooze can do.
Each week, IGA checks and matches the regular prices of the big two on hundreds of essentials. Here's proof.
Like Devondale Dairy Soft Butter Blend Tub price matched and Indomie mee goreng instant noodles 5-pack price matched.
We checked, we matched, you won't pay more.
Protect your number one mate with Australia's number one, NexGuard Spectra. It's the most complete protection against fleas, ticks, mites, worms and even heartworm, all in one tasty chew. NexGuard Spectra.
The Murray-Darling rivers pump life through our nation, to our farms, communities and environment. But water's being overused and the next drought is only a matter of time. Find out how the Australian Government's plan will restore the Murray-Darling rivers. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
There's a safety recall on solar system batteries branded LG, LG Chem and some Solax products. Affected batteries may overheat and catch fire. Even if you have checked before, please check again.
These are the stains Omo is made for. Our fuss-free laundry capsules have 3-in-1 benefits. They attack tough stains even in a quick and cold wash with fast-dissolving film. Omo, brilliant clean first time. Keep capsules away from children.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, very well, thank you.
That's great. I'm just going to put all your frozens in the one bag for you.
Thank you.
I'll just put the eggs aside so I can get those in on top.
Thank you.
And the oranges. That comes at $35.50. Okay, thank you for picking all these.
Thanks.
I am really impressed with the way you packed all that away. You can do the same with your clothes when you get home tonight.
Okay, Mum.
Packed with pride. That's today's fresh food people. At Domain Homes, we meet people like these two every day. Searching for a home with contemporary design at an affordable price. Domain Homes offers unbeatable value, so you really can have it all. So you can start doing more of this and plenty of this. Even this is fun. Find out how you can save 10% and price your new home today at domainhomes.com.au.
Say hello to your new mobile at Harvey Norman with a huge range of 4G and 5G mobiles from all the big brands. Now's the time to upgrade with great deals on 4G mobiles starting from just $79. Or get your hands on a super fast 5G mobile with prices starting from as low as $299. Our mobile experts can get you connected in-store today or shop our huge 4G and 5G mobile range online. Upgrade your mobile now at Harvey Norman.
Go!
Lightning Ridge is the Black Opal's home, but the Lightning Ridge Bowling Club is where everyone calls home. Enjoy drinks in the lounge with a mate or two. We even have a bottle-o if you need a few. Enjoy the greens with your winning teams. New undercover sales so you're away from the steam. See Opal attractions every day. We have motels and caravan parks to make you stay. We think it's the perfect getaway. Enjoy the Lightning Ridge Bowling Club.
Isn't it nice to sometimes stop and smell the roses? Plenty of green thumbs do it on their suburban strolls and then go one step further and take a little clipping. But that's a crime, as one flower fan found out the hard way.
Off with their heads. This gardening caper isn't for the faint of heart.
Yeah, botanic gardens have been looted and plundered.
A snip snip here, a snip snip there. But the pruning police say the ritual of pinching plant clippings has gone too far. And right now, the secateurs are out.
Well, it's despicable.
Despicable?
Despicable, yes.
I just thought, how outrageous, how audacious. Well, I mean, a big crime, really.
To pick or not to pick? That is the question. And it was right here, just before Christmas, where one flower-loving lady had that exact thought. She pinched some of those hydrangeas. But it's what happened next which might surprise you. That act landed her in deep Thank you. And so begins the tale of the great hydrangea heist. the Hydrangea macrophylla.
This is a beautiful head of flower. Look at that. That's just a fantastic thing.
Its lure is palpable.
Well, a lot of people think that's a flower. In fact, it's a multiple head of flowers. There are thousands of flowers in that what we call inflorescence.
And as garden guru Graham Ross explains, just like the lemon tree, Hills Hoist and the Barbie, this flower has a special place in our hearts.
They've been in gardens in Australia from the 1800s. Anyone who's into gardening knows either have grown hydrangeas or their grandparents did, or their parents did for that matter.
And if you don't grow them, they're bloody expensive. So when you have a garden full, like at Tiggy and John Copplestone's, you protect them at all costs. On the 8th of December at 8:30 a.m, 10 of these stems mysteriously lost their heads. Fearing a thief, the Copplestones installed cameras. Then, December 21, 11:56 a.m, it happened again. And there she was, blinded by beauty, a woman with a pair of secateurs and a red right hand. A third snipping 3 weeks later took the pleasance out of Sydney's rich and exclusive suburb of Palm Beach. And around here, if you have a flower thief in your midst, there's only one thing to do. Call the cops.
Heist?
Yes, heist.
Who's stealing them?
Yeah, all the dog walkers we're talking about. Everyone walks their dogs, when they both. Oh, yeah.
Turns out, when you cross-pollinate gardening and the law, it's not that pretty. And 66-year-old Annabelle Chapman found that out the hard way.
To just help yourself to them is a crime.
The rap sheet read like this: steal damage with intent to steal plant in garden. On the first count, she pleaded guilty. On the second count, guilty. On the third...
When it came to a third one, he thought, no, hang on a minute, I've got to make an example of you for the public and for yourself not to do this again. So he convicted her. That conviction remains on her record.
A criminal record and fined $400 too.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised. I didn't realise it was such a serious offence.
Is it okay to snip plants?
No. It was pretty unbelievable, really.
Upfront and remorseful, the court heard Annabelle even sent an expensive gift to say sorry to the Copplestones. But even if these flowers were dangling over the fence, lawyer Sam Macedoni says it's still not okay to take them.
It's not yours, it's someone else's flower. You've got to throw the flower back into the yard.
So, there it is. The great hydrangea heist. Whatever side of the fence you're on, perhaps there's a lesson...
Hey! Pretty boy!
Sorry?
You're stealing my flowers!
Yeah, knock on the door. I think gardening has been the winner out of this. And lawyers, always.
Yep, oops-a-daisy. Well, up next, the sleepy coastal town used to a flood of tourists, but furious with the developers rolling in.
They're drowning our town. We're going under.
You don't happen to know, like, the median house price? It's when you add up all the sales in the street and then you divide the number of houses that... Do you live here?
Know everything about an area with Suburb Insights with Domain.
What are you risking online? Set up multi-factor authentication. Learn simple steps to protect yourself at actnowstaysecure.gov.au. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
It's never been easier to stay on top of things with NexGuard Spectra for cats. The most complete protection against fleas, ticks, mites, worms and even heartworm, all in one easy application. NexGuard Spectra for cats.
Try Hungry Jack's new range made with Kit Kat. Crunchy choc wafer pieces in a soft, creamy chocolatey storm and new barista iced drinks made with Kit Kat. Get iced coffee or iced chocolate made with Kit Kat only at Hungry Jack's.
Do you know who's in charge of this local IGA? Not the owner, Mike.
It's Jackie. Her Thursday night pie is ready and waiting. Because there's a place that knows exactly what locals need.
We live most of our lives with the company and support of others. Retirement shouldn't be any different. Find your together with Aveo today.
Watch out! When foot attacks, strike back the easy way. Dynamo Professional. Its deep clean technology removes tough stains deep in the fibre. For superior stain removal the first time, Dynamo Professional.
Life's a journey, and when you arrive at retirement, you want to make sure that you stay in the driver's seat. Maybe you want the freedom to keep living at full throttle. Or perhaps you're looking to go at a gentler pace. And hey, we all need a bit of TLC now and then. So you want the right kind of care too. Navigate the life that you want by taking a trip to Tarragal Glen and stay in control of your journey.
At the Australian Caravan Centre, you'll find your dream caravan, offering brand new, pre-owned, off-road, touring and luxury caravans. Our friendly staff will find a caravan that suits your needs and budget. Australian Caravan Centre, Heather Bray, Newcastle.
Every minute.
Every game. All season long.
Well, girls and boys, it's been another very exciting day for our friend Big Dog. Lots of adventure and fun for everyone. But now it's time for Big Dog to say goodnight. Good night, Big Dog. Good night, girls and boys. Sweet dreams.
Tomorrow night, land dump in the name of progress.
Development disaster. Over their back fences.
It's disgusting.
How on earth could they build this behind their homes?
Thousands of tons of fill.
On a floodplain.
They're drowning our town. We're going under.
We'll have that story tomorrow, and that's our program. I'm Ali Langdon. Thanks for your company, and have a great evening.